So students, today we'll discuss about government budget part 2. We have already discussed what do we mean by government budget, what are the objectives of the government budget. We have gone through all these things. Now we'll discuss the components components of budget. There are two components of budget: budget receipts, sorry, these are revenue budget plus capital budget. Plus capital budget. What do we mean by revenue budget? Revenue budget, in short, I'm writing this RB. RB refers to revenue from all sources to the government. Is known as the revenue budget. Capital budget, in short, I'm writing this CB. CB refers to capital aspect. Capital aspect of the government. It's known as the capital budget. First of all, we'll talk of the revenue budget, or we could say budget receipts. Revenue budget, we can call this budget receipts also. Okay. So now I'll write this budget receipts. Budget receipts or revenue budget. Budget receipts. Budget receipts are again classified as, these are equal to revenue receipts and capital receipts. And capital receipts. These are known as the budget receipts, or these are subsumed as the budget receipts. First of all, we talk of the revenue receipts. Revenue, in short, I'm writing this RR, please. RR. Revenue receipts are the receipts which neither create any liability which neither create any liability nor cause any reduction in the assets of government. These are known as the revenue receipts. These are always regular and recurring in nature, and government receives them in its normal course of activities. So what may be the example of the revenue receipts? Its example is tax. Okay. Taxes imposed by the government, these are the revenue receipts of the government. First of all, we'll discuss tax. Now, except taxes, government sometimes impose some registration fees, some challans. Okay, all these can be subsumed as non-tax revenue. Non-tax revenue, which is not a tax, but that is being imposed by the government. It may be any kind of fees. It may be any kind of challan. All these are also considered, all these are also the part of the revenue receipts, and these have been categorized as the non-tax revenue. So revenue receipts are classified under the two heads. These are tax and non-tax revenue. Now we'll discuss one by one. First of all, we'll discuss the tax revenue. Now we'll discuss the tax revenue. Tax revenue. First of all, question arises, what is a tax? What is a tax? Number one, tax is a compulsory payment always. Tax is a compulsory payment. No one can refuse to pay the taxes. Secondly, the amount or the money generated by imposing the taxes, or we could say all the tax receipts, are spent by the government for the benefit of the people in the country. But no taxpayer can expect from the government that the tax amount will be used for his direct benefit, for his specific benefits. Okay, so tax is a compulsory payment. Tax is a I just clear all these. So now we'll discuss tax revenue. Tax revenue. First of all, question arises, what is a tax? So number one, tax is a compulsory payment. Tax is a compulsory payment. No one can refuse to pay the taxes. And Secondly, no one can expect it. No one can expect the amount, expect amount to be spent on one's specific needs only. Specific needs only. Okay. So now what do we mean by tax revenue? So tax revenue is, in short, I am writing this TR. Tax revenue is the amount received from the taxes and other duties imposed by the government. TR is amount or money, we could say, received from taxes and other duties imposed by government. This is known as the tax revenue. Again, tax revenue can be classified further. We can classify tax revenue into the two parts. So in short, I'm writing this again, TR. TR is equal to TR is equal to direct taxes plus indirect taxes. Indirect taxes. First of all, we'll see the direct taxes. First of all, we come on the direct taxes. As we have already discussed tax revenue. Again, I'm writing it in short. Tax revenue is equal to direct taxes plus indirect taxes. Indirect taxes. Now we'll discuss them one by one. First of all, we come on the direct taxes. What are the direct taxes? Direct taxes are always imposed on the individuals and the companies, and the liability to pay the tax and the actual burden of the tax lies on the same person. Means the burden to pay the direct taxes cannot be shifted to others. This is known as the direct taxes. See, direct taxes are imposed on individuals, or on the income of the individuals, we could say, and the companies, property, etc., which are supposed to be paid directly to be paid directly by the person or company. This is known as the direct tax. Now, two things are there. I'll write it under star. Two things are there. Every tax, to pay every tax, anyone can be liable. Okay. So the liability to pay the tax, it's known as the impact in economics. Liability to pay is known as impact, is known as the impact in economics. Secondly, burden, actual burden of the tax. We'll discuss all these things in detail. Actual burden of the tax. ठीक है? The actual burden of the tax is known as incidence. Okay. So we could say if the impact and incidence lie on the same person, to whom the tax has been levied, so it would be known as the direct tax. In the language of economics, we could say like this also. If the impact and incidence lies on the same person on whom the tax is being levied, it would be known as the direct tax. Okay. For example, suppose I have to pay the tax on my income. So some taxes have been imposed on my income. I'm supposed to pay the tax. So liability to pay the income tax is on me. So the impact, this is the impact and actual burden of the tax. If the tax has been imposed on my income, so who would bear the actual burden of the tax? Obviously, I'll bear the burden. So it would be known as the incidence. Okay. When impact and incidence lie on the same person on whom the tax has been levied, so it would be called the direct tax. As the income tax, property tax, wealth tax, all these are the examples of the direct taxes. These taxes directly affect the income level and purchasing power of the people and help to change the level of aggregate demand in the economy. Direct tax can be progressive, regressive, or proportional. And examples we have already discussed: income tax, corporate tax. I write some examples here. Examples. These are income tax, corporate tax, wealth tax, we could say, wealth tax, or capital gains tax. Etc. All these are the part of the direct taxes. Now we come on the indirect taxes. Indirect tax. Indirect taxes. Indirect taxes. Here, the impact and the actual burden of the tax can lie on the two different people. Then it would be known as the indirect taxes. Like suppose any producer has been imposed the taxes on his goods. Consumer will shift the burden of paying the taxes on the consumers. What will he do? He adds the cost of the tax, he adds the amount of the tax in the prices of the commodity. So impact was the producer who is liable to pay, producer or manufacturer, whosoever. But who is really paying? Who is bearing the actual burden of the tax? The consumer. So here impact and the actual burden of the tax are lying on the two different people. One person is who is liable to pay the tax and another person who is bearing actual burden of the tax. So these are known as the indirect taxes. Okay. So we could say indirect taxes. Number one, imposed on goods and services always. Imposed on goods and services. Goods and services. And second, impact and incidence. Here I'm writing this impact and incidence lie on two different people. Two different people. On two different people. Or we could say number three, actual burden. We could say burden can be shifted or can be transferred, can be shifted to others. So these are known as the indirect taxes. Indirect taxes are examples: sales tax, service tax, VAT. Now VAT has not been there. In place of VAT, we have goods and services tax, GST, excise duty, custom duty. Okay. All these are known as the examples of the indirect tax. So burden can be shifted. And number four, I'll have to just wait. Just wait, please. So this is indirect taxes. We just will discuss now. Indirect taxes. Okay, so burden can be shifted to others. We were talking of the examples. Number 4, examples. What examples may be there? GST, goods and services tax, sales tax, service tax, etc. All these are the examples of indirect taxes. Excise duty, custom duty, all these are. Okay. Here, one thing to keep remember, I'll write it under the star. Indirect taxes can be avoided. We cannot avoid the direct taxes. Okay, no one can refuse to pay them. But indirect taxes can be avoided. Can be avoided. How can we avoid the indirect taxes? By now, we discussed that the taxes are always the compulsory payment. Okay, so direct taxes cannot be avoided, but we can avoid indirect taxes. How can these be avoided? If we are not entering into that transactions, so we'll have not to pay the taxes imposed on all those transactions. Like suppose we some taxes have been imposed on the khadi items, and if any consumer is not transacting with that of the khadi garments, khadi clothes, so the person is not supposed to pay the indirect taxes imposed on the khadi items. Okay, so in such a manner, if any consumer is not entering into those transactions which call for such taxes, so in such a manner, indirect taxes can be avoided, or indirect taxes are avoidable. Now, next we come. I hope all of you can write down the distinguish between direct taxes and indirect taxes. So it would be your homework. Please prepare this. It would be your homework. I'm writing this at W. Distinguish between direct taxes, direct and indirect taxes. It's your homework and everyone is supposed to do this. Indirect taxes. Okay. Now we'll discuss the non-tax revenue. Now we come on the next heading or next topic. This is non-tax revenue. Non-tax revenue. We were on revenue receipts. The two parts of the revenue receipts are tax revenue and the non-tax revenue. We have already discussed the tax revenue. Tax revenue can be classified further into the two parts, direct taxes and the indirect taxes. We have discussed both. Okay. Now we come on the second component of the revenue receipts. These are non-tax revenue. What do we mean by non-tax revenue? These are the receipts which which generate revenue, which generate income to the government, income to government from all sources, from all sources except the except except the tax receipts. All these are the non-tax revenue. Not by imposing the taxes, but still these are creating an income, these are generating an income for the government. All these are known as the non-tax revenue, like license fees, profits and dividends, interest, fines and penalties, gifts and grants, escheats. All these are the examples of the non-tax revenue. I write it here. Please go through all these. Interest, one by one we'll discuss. Interest. Government receives the interest on loans given by it to the state governments, union territories, private enterprises, and general public. Interest received from these loans is an important source of non-tax revenue to the government. The amount of interest paid by us is goes to the government. So this is the non-tax revenue for the government. Secondly, we come profits. From the public enterprises, whatsoever the profits are being earned, all these are the non-tax revenue to the government. For example, Indian Railways, LIC, BHEL, all these kind of public enterprises from which the government is earning a profit would be known as the non-tax revenue to the government. Just like the dividend, profits, dividend. Dividend also earned from the public enterprises undertakings. All these are non-tax revenue. Any kind of fees, okay, any kind of fees, court fees, registration fees, import fees, okay, all these are also the non-tax revenue to the, these are the sources of non-tax revenue to the government. License fees, license fees. Okay, license fees, it is the payment charged by the government to grant you the permission for something. You can drive a car, you can drive a vehicle. Okay, license. You need a license, driving license. So whatsoever the fees you pay to avail a license, all these are the part of the non-tax revenue to the government. Fines and penalties, challans, fines and penalties imposed for any wrongdoing or to break the rules and regulations, to break the law. These are also the income generated from the non-tax revenue to the government. And escheats. What are the escheats? What happens? Sometimes it happens. Basically, it refers to the claim of the government on the property of a person who dies without leaving leaving any legal heir or a will. Legal heir or a will. Then That would also be the part of the non-tax revenue to the government. So today we have discussed the revenue receipts. Okay, we have done both the components of the revenue receipts, tax revenue and the non-tax revenue. And tomorrow, next session, we'll discuss the capital receipts. And please complete the work, be regular,